Welcome to Success Theory, and in this episode, we're going to discuss 5 key reasons why winners are leaders. And I'm also going to discuss how you can develop those skills. These 5 key reasons are great people skills, great communication skills, great influence skills, great change skills, and also great learning skills. Hit that like button and let's jump straight into our first skill, which is great people skills. The best leaders and winners fundamentally know that to get far in life, you need to be able to develop relationships and connect with other people. You're not going to achieve big things in life if you think you can do it on your own. Yes, you can get a certain amount of success by doing things on your own, but to really push forward, to really get out there, to really become elite in life, you need to understand how to connect, build relationships, and work with other people. A lot of great leaders get this. They just get it. In fact, you may even argue that some people have that natural ability of being able to connect with others. But I don't think all of us have that innate ability. And to create that and to work and get better at people skills, the only real way to do it is actually direct experience. Put yourself in those situations to build those skills. Yes, you can read behavioral books, psychology books. Yes, you can read books on conversation style. But the best way to actually build those skills is to create environments in which you get to use them. Whether that's within your work environment, your entrepreneurial environment, social media. Just get yourself out there. Get used to talking to people. Get used to speaking in front of people. Get used to connecting and building relationships with people. This is one area of life that you really need to embed if you want to be successful. Working with other people will take you to the top, and great leaders understand this, and great winners just naturally have that ability. But you can build that ability through deep work and focus. The second skill that winners automatically seem to have that feeds really nicely into the first one is the ability to communicate. If you can think of Steve Jobs, for an example, and those amazing keynote speeches that he used to give around the new product launches that were coming out of Apple, he used to create a vision that got thousands, if not millions of people excited about what Apple was doing for that next coming year. He had great communication skills. He was able to connect with people at many different levels of thinking when it came to the products Apple was releasing. Now that is somebody at the elite level of communication. Are we all going to be Steve Jobs? No, we're not. But we can build great communication skills that help us to connect with people, that help us develop relationships. Communication is a super key part, as I've mentioned, to becoming a winner. Now, how do you develop better communication? A little bit like how you develop better people skills. You just have to get into the practice of communicating with others, adapting your style, and looking for ways to make your communication stand out. For example, I talked about Steve Jobs there, but I also have a large Twitter account. I have a Twitter account, My Success Theory, and I have currently around about 16,000 followers. I know that when I first started that channel, when I first started tweeting, my tweets were not great. I was not a great communicator when it came to how Twitter reacts to my words. But over the last year or so, I've been able to develop those skills through practice, through looking at the strategies and looking at the techniques that other winners have used, and then copying those but putting my own style onto it. That is the same for real life. If you're working within a corporate environment, if you're working within an entrepreneurial world, find other leaders and winners who have great communication skills. Take them out for a coffee, buy their course, do whatever you have to, speak to them and understand how they communicate and get lessons from them, or even just watch them for a while. See the emails that they send, see how they communicate to the people around them, and then start to imitate, start to use the same strategies that they use and develop your own style. Trust me, developing your communication skills will take you very, very far in life. The third skill that winners develop that make them great leaders is influence. You really can't have influence if you don't have great people and communication skills. They really feed into each other. Influence comes from being able to build authority. Influence comes from understanding how to connect with and communicate with people. And you really need to embed the first 2 skills before you can really work on the third skill. But if you are looking to build your influence skills, there are some key strategies that you can do. If you're trying to influence, say, somebody within a work environment, one of the best skills that you can do with that is to listen to their needs and wants and then tailor your idea so it fits their needs and wants. A quick example of this could be, you know that A, B, C, and D need to be done, but your manager or within your environments, your manager's very keen on E. But if you go into that meeting or you go and speak to him and you're like, this has to be done A, B, C, and D, but the manager's like, I'm focusing on E right now, he's not going to, or they're not going to really take on your idea with open arms or with an open mind. But if you go in and go, hey, I noticed that you've been struggling with E lately, but I have a great plan or a great idea that if we do A, B, C, and D, E's actually going to get done. So what you actually did there to influence that person is you took the thing that they were focused on the most and you created a solution for them on the thing that you're good at. You adjusted your message to fit their current needs and wants. That is a very, very simple influence strategy. You look at what the other person is really focused on currently and you tailor your ideas to help them first. Not only do you help them, but then you get to do the work that you want to do. That is a simple influence skill that I've used within the corporate environment. It is a skill that I've been able to develop and has helped me get promoted a number of times. So if you are looking to influence people, always start with them first. Always start with their needs and wants first. The fourth skill that makes winners great leaders is the ability to change. Now, none of us love change. In fact, our brains are inherently designed to resist change. And I understand that. I've felt that within my life. And great leaders who we follow and great winners out in the world just didn't wake up one day and decide, hey, I'm just going to embrace change. I'm just going to lean into it. They had to work on it. I know earlier in my career, I know when I was younger, I actually think I pushed back on change. I always thought, why are we doing this? Oh, why are we changing? Why are we doing that? And that was a mindset I had to break out of very quickly, because I know that the greatest companies, the greatest leaders, they're always looking at the horizon. They're always looking out into the future, and they're using change to their advantage. They're pivoting, whether they're into stocks, whether they're in the tech world, whether they're just into leadership or whatever that environment is that they work in. They're always scanning the horizon for the changes that are coming and getting out in front of them. That is a great skill. For an example, if you think about the Kodak story, which we probably all know, but I'll tell it quickly again here, is a great example of an organization not embracing change. They invented the digital camera. One of their employees actually invented that product, but yet the CEOs, the managing directors, whoever it was at Kodak was like, no, this technology is never going to take off. So the guy who invented it left Kodak, other companies bought it, boom, we all know the end of the story. Kodak went bust, I think it was under 10 years later, after actually inventing the technology that made them go bust. And the reason why that happened is the leadership within that organization feared change. They didn't embrace change. Change was not something that they wanted to lean into. They wanted to stick to the good old ways, the ways that had worked for them, and they didn't want to change. Big mistake, and we can learn from that lesson. Lean into change, develop those skills. And you're going to have to develop them because, as I said at the start of this, change is the only constant in life. We need to be able to lean into it, journal about it, think about ideas, and plan how we can adapt to change. It's the best and quickest way to become a winner and a great leader in life, is looking at change as an opportunity. The fifth and final skill we're going to discuss of why winners are great leaders is learning. Learning is one of the most important, if not the most important skill that you can embed in your life. And all great winners and leaders are focused learners. They're always learning. They're always developing their skills. They're always getting better. I left this skill to the fifth and final one because I do think it is the one that underpins the rest of them. You need to learn how to communicate with people. You need to learn how to build relationships. You need to learn how to influence people. And you also need to learn how to deal with change. These are all subjects that you need to actually go out and buy books and courses or hire coaches to help you develop those skills. So that's why learning is the fifth. And I wanted to leave it at the end so it could wrap up and underpin the other four skills. It really is the one that you need to start with. It really is the one that you need to focus on the most. I know that in my life, it has changed dramatically ever since I started learning with purpose. And that's the key little skill I'm going to leave you with in this episode for this fifth skill, is if you are trying to achieve anything in life, it is 100% better for you to actually learn that skill as you're implementing it. A lot of people spend too much time just learning for the sake of learning and then not having a way to implement it. The best way to learn and the best way to get better in life is to actually learn with purpose. Say, for instance, that you're trying to develop copywriting skills or YouTube skills. You wouldn't just learn YouTube skills or Twitter writing, copywriting skills. You would actually do it at the same time. Reading a book on how to use a camera is completely different than actually switching the camera on and playing with it. So the point there is always learn with purpose. That is how you become a great leader and winner. The 5 key skills that make winners great leaders are people skills, communication skills, influence skills, change skills, and most importantly, learning skills. Thanks very much for watching all the way through to this part of the video. I really do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you find this helpful and come along and join my success theory journey. My mission here is to help you find your hidden path to success by discussing theories that can help you win in life. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next one. Make it a good one.